Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Wednesday, June 12. In Squiz Kids Today, celebs take an icy plunge, asparagus predicts an English win, a prehistoric platypus find, and grown-ups go gaga for toys. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
Did you catch the Demons vs Collingwood AFL footy match at the MCG on Monday night? Over 88,000 fans packed the stadium in Melbourne and it was a sea of blue beanies. Want to know why? It's all thanks to legendary AFL player and coach Neil Daniher, who started the big freeze at the G after being diagnosed with motor neurone disease, MND, in 2013. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the event and it's set to smash records by raising a whopping $3 million. MND's a tough disease. It mainly affects people in their 60s and 70s and it makes the nerves that control muscles stop working. So people lose the ability to speak, move and even breathe. This year, Neil was joined by celebrity athletes like cricket star Meg Lanning, footy legends Nick Nat Nui and Erin Phillips, Olympic hurdler Sally Pearson, and tennis great Pat Rafter, who all dressed up as their favourite rock stars before zooming down a giant slide into an icy bath. All to raise money for MND. Yep, there's a link to video in the episode notes. And that's not all. This week's event might have helped Neil surpass $100 million in total fundraising. Huge congrats to Neil Daniher and everyone who took part. If you want to learn more or you want to donate, check out the link in our episode notes. Speaking of chilly things, they're feeling the freeze up in Queensland too. Large parts of southern inland Queensland dipped below zero early this week, leading to frosty mornings that would make a snowman shiver. And it's not over yet. Dry sunny days and westerly winds later in the week means the mercury will keep dipping low overnight, at least until Friday. So if you're in Queensland, get ready to bundle up and stay snug as a bug in a rug.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in England, where one lady has a unique and slightly bonkers way of predicting the future. Jemima Packington is a fortune teller from Bath who doesn't have a crystal ball. Instead, she uses asparagus to foresee the future. And guess what? She's predicted that England will win the UEFA Euro 2024 football tournament that starts in Germany this Saturday. That's our time. That's a huge call considering that England has never won the tournament in its entire 64-year history. Jemima is the world's only asparamancer. She tosses the green spears into the air and reads how they land to make her predictions. Sounds a bit like divination from Harry Potter, doesn't it? But don't laugh, Jemima's past predictions have been surprisingly spot on. She correctly predicted the Brexit referendum, the Queen's death, and even Prince Harry and Meghan leaving the royal family. So England soccer fans are holding their breath, hoping that if Jemima's mystical asparagus prediction is right, the couple will be heading back across the channel.
Animal Kingdom.
Picture this, people. 100 million years ago, some prehistoric creatures die, and as their bones rot, they're replaced by a waterborne chemical called silica. Over millions of years, the silica turns into sparkly opal that is finally discovered by paleontologists. They're the scientists who study bones and fossils in Lightning Ridge in outback New South Wales. The 6 creatures that have been found are monotremes, 3 of which have never been discovered before. Now, if you've been paying attention in class, you probably know that monotremes are egg-laying mammals, And today, there are only 2 types left. Do you know what they are? The platypus and the echidna. But it seems that millions of years ago, Australia was teeming with these fascinating animals. Among the discoveries is a creature that looks like a mix of an echidna and a platypus. Plus, they found the tiniest monotreme ever discovered. Adorable. And another with a jaw like modern platypuses. The paleontologists think that this discovery provides evidence for an age of monotremes, a time before mammals, as we know them today, existed, and monotremes reigned supreme. All hail the mighty monotreme.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not, Squiz Kids, but the biggest toy buyers in the USA this past year weren't kids. They were adults. Yep, market research released this week shows that 43% of adults in the USA bought toys for themselves over the past year. And in just the first 4 months of this year, grown-ups splashed out a whopping $2.7 billion on toys. No fair, right? But that's not all. Remember those special edition bluey $1 coins released by the Royal Australian Mint for $55 last week? They sold out faster than you can say magic xylophone and are now popping up on eBay for crazy prices. Some sellers are asking for close to $900, while one person is even asking $100,000. Tell them they're dreaming. And if you think that's wild, get this. A comic collector in the UK last week paid over $189,000 for a rare Superman #1 comic from 1939. Talk about super spending. So, what do you reckon? Are these adults bonkers? Or are they finally realising that kids are actually onto something awesome?
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Which vegetable does English fortune teller Jemima Packington use to tell the future? Yeah, of course, it's that yummy green asparagus. Question number 2. Which 2 monotremes, they're the egg-laying mammals, survive today? Well done if you said the platypus and the echidna. Question number 3. In which year was the rare Superman comic that was sold for more than $189,000 released? Nice listening if you said 1939.
Shout outs.
It's June 12. Today would have been the 95th birthday of Anne Frank. Anne was a Jewish German girl who went into hiding at the age of 13 to escape the Nazis during World War II. She's best known for a diary she wrote during that time, which is today one of the most important accounts of the war. It gives us a powerful insight into the experiences of those who lived through the Holocaust. And if you haven't read it yet, you likely will in coming years. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. And because we had a long weekend, there are a lot of you. Okay, deep breath. A very happy birthday to Sid from Warrnambool, Savannah from Aldinga Beach, Kiara from Point Cook, Ben from Yass, Ivy from Dubbo, Cooper from Ashmont, Zoe from Cherrybrook, Oliver from Wanturna, Oscar from Canberra, Yuffie, Aurora and Hunter from Buninyong, Chloe from Currumbin, Annabelle from Manly Vale, Banjo from Samford, Nathan from Viewbank, Lily from Ferny Hills and Anara from Oakley. And belated birthday shout-outs today, including all those Squiz Kids who celebrated a birthday on Monday and Tuesday. Here we go, are Caleb from Whyalla, Eli and Isaac from Balmoral, Amelia from Adelaide, Oniika from Forest Lake, Lottie from Perth, Arav from Glenmore Park, Candice from North Rocks, Francesca and Winter from Perth, Alessandra from Gerringong, Jun Su and Jun Ho from Chadstone, Delilah from Yeppoon, Eloise from Annandale, and Austin listening all the way over there in China. Classroom shoutouts today go to Class 5 6B with Mrs Fenton at East Ulverston Primary School. Class 4 5A with Miss Alex at Kelvin Grove Primary School. Class 5 Gold with Miss Reedy at the International Grammar School in Sydney. Class 4B with Miss Leask at St Kieran's Catholic Primary School. And lastly, but not leastly, Year 3 and Year 4 classes with Miss Dempsey and Miss Kaiser at Port Lincoln Primary School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or just fill out the form on the website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.